So, what's better than one GSI wheel? Two. Roll the intro. Hello and welcome to the channel. If you're new here, consider subscribing as I try to post new racing content weekly. And while you're down there, if you get add a like, it just helps the algorithm and helps my channel grow. We're almost at 2,000 subs, which is the goal by the end of the year. So hopefully we can get to that by the end of the year and I can be victorious. But also, if you want to follow me on Twitch, there's a link down in the description. I'm usually multi-streaming on YouTube and on Twitch on weeknights and sometimes on the weekends. So if you've been on the channel, you're probably thinking, why did you buy yet another wheel after spending $2,000 on your Hyper P1? Well, let me explain. But first, let me say that I paid for this wheel. This was not given to me by GSI. I love their products and I support a lot of what they do, and we have a history together, and so I want to support companies that I know that are going to make a difference in the future. I shouldn't have to say that, but you know, in these day and age, like, you have to say these things because people think that you're just getting things for free, and everything that I'm about to say is all from my personal opinion. They have nothing to do with what I'm saying. Why did I purchase this wheel? Now, like I said in the intro, I purchased this wheel because I am doing oval racing and I need a wheel that's going to have a screen on it so I can get valuable information that you don't get like on. I don't want to have a bunch of clutter on my screen as far as like on my triples. I want to try to have it as clean as possible, and then I'm going to have a wheel that's going to give me a lot of information and also like a lot of encoders that you need, or something that you would need to go through the black box and everything. Now, I'm only going to probably use this for iRacing because I don't really use a round wheel in LMU, which I started to race now too. So this is going to be primarily a oval wheel and some probably rally. I don't use the shifters that it comes with for ovals because I have a sequential shifter that I use for that, but I will be using it for, like, say some sports car. I will be in the GR86 or the Mazda MX-5 or even the BMW M2. Like, I would probably use this wheel for those types of cars. And then as you can see, I had some custom stuff done to it. I have the GT Max 32 like logo that's in there, but then I also put a little Steezy logo in there just because I have to customize it. I like to make things my own, and that's how I was able to do it on this. I also made sure on the wheel to customize it to the colors that I'm trying to go for in my color scheme now. My color scheme is changing to teal and purple. So one half is purple with the purple encoder, and then I have the teal on the right side and, you know, with a teal encoder. And yeah, I love it. I love this wheel and I love the size of it. But let's talk about some of the key differences between this wheel and my Hyper P1. The size of the Hyper P1 is 300 millimeters and the GT Max is 320 millimeters. The shape of the Hyper P1 is more for like hypercar, and also you can use it in formula cars. And then the style of the GT Max is a D shape. The screen size on the Hyper P1 is a 4.3 inch and the GT Max is a 5 inch. So it makes a huge difference in the size of the screen in comparison to each other. Thumb encoders, on the Hyper P1 you get 4, and on the GT Max you don't get any. So you're limited to some function, but not by a lot in comparison. Push buttons on the Hyper P1 you get 12, and on the GT Max you get 8. The LEDs on the Hyper P1, it's a 3 plus 14 plus 3, and the GT Max is 4 plus 16 plus 4. Paddles on the Hyper P1 I have 4, and on the GT Max I have 2, and on both of them they're both carbon fiber. So the price was before the tariffs, so it may have changed, but with 2 paddles, it is $1,385, and that's without the customization. And then the customization, because I have to make my wheels personal to me, because that's just how I am, and I personalize everything in my life, my cars, my clothing, whatever. And that is $200.
Damn!
I know. Some of you are thinking $200 just to customize the buttons and also change the colors of the stickers. Like, you're crazy. Why don't you just do that on your own? Well, with GSI, you cannot just put a sticker over the buttons. They are actually like printed on the actual buttons themselves. And so you would have to change out every single button yourself. And I'm not taking the wheel apart because that's just not what I do. But I love this wheel and I love everything about it. I love how it feels in the hand. It doesn't feel too wide of a wheel. It doesn't feel heavy. I also made sure to add my GSI, the purple, to the back, just because, again, I'm going with this whole purple thing. That's 50mm adapter. It puts it in the same position as my other wheels because I don't want to have to move the wheels back and forth. And so that was another couple bucks that I had to spend in order to have that adapter, but it's well worth it. And I love this entire setup and highly would recommend it. There's nothing else like it in the market. I don't think there is a D-shaped like round wheel that has a screen that's a 5-inch screen and that has this many encoders in it and is just as smooth as butter. So who is this wheel for? This wheel is for someone that doesn't want to spend, $2,000 plus on a Hyper P1, but wants to drive multiple different disciplines with the same wheel. So you can drive ovals, you can drive rally, you can drive formula cars, you can drive sports cars, you can drive hypercar. You can pretty much drive everything with this one wheel. But with the Hyper P1, I'm pretty limited to what I can drive or I would want to drive. I wouldn't want to do ovals or rally with a hypercar type of wheel. It's awkward. And if you have the money to do it, I would suggest do it. But again, you don't have to buy these things. A lot of these things I feel like are just tools to help us or give us security and knowing that we don't have to like just have one thing that does it all. You can just have multiples and hopefully they can do a little bit of everything. But again, thank you for watching this video and let me know what you think about the wheel. I am on my second GSI wheel. They are, like I said, they are one of the best companies in the business. They're a small company and I like to support small companies. And I might be purchasing another wheel from them in the very, very, very near future, but you'll see that in a future video. But thanks again. See you in the next video. Peace.